Hello everyone. I am in my house today and I thought it would be fun to go on a little scavenger hunt and see if I can find some art making supplies. And today I think I'm gonna focus on trying to find 2D art making supplies, just some drawing materials. I might make some of my own kind of watered down paints. And then I'm also going to try to find some materials to paint with. So I hope you join me in trying to find your own art making materials at your home. Okay, first things first, I have found some containers to make my watery paints in. So I just have some little containers like yogurt containers or takeout containers that I can use to kind of collect my materials and soak them in water to create some pigmented paints. Okay guys, so I have found all of my materials. I have all of them kind of soaking, these little concoctions that I've made from things that I found around the house, and I've gathered my art making supplies. So I'm just going to tell you what I found. I do have a sketchbook here, but if you don't have a sketchbook or nice drawing paper, you can just use printer paper. And I do have a Sharpie, pencil, and a paintbrush, but I also found some alternative things like Q-tips and a little kitchen sponge that I can also apply some paint with. So outside you saw me grab some charcoal from my fire. This is going to be an awesome little drawing material that I can use. I found some spices in my spice cabinet. This is spirulina. It's very green. It's like a seaweed. People put it in their smoothies a lot of the time. Turmeric is used more for like Indian cooking cuisine. So I had some of that in my cabinet. And I also found just like some red dried chilies. And so I just threw those in some water and let them soak. And then my morning coffee. So I just took some coffee grounds from my coffee filter and I threw them in some water. And now that I have some coffee pigmented water, as well as some tea pigmented water. So this is just like this pomegranate white tea from Trader Joe's. I put 2 packets to kind of concentrate the pigment. And then I just found some crushed up leaves, and it's kind of hard to see, but it is starting to soak and release some of their pigment, make this really light brown color. So now I'm going to just test some of these out and see how they paint on the paper. So you can see I've just done some experiments here. Not everything's dried yet, but you can kind of see the results. So this is the charcoal pieces that I used just from my fire, and they actually made a really great drawing material. And then I just swatched all these other colors. There's the spirulina, turmeric. These were the soaking peppers that I just threw in some water. These are like coffee grounds, the soaking ones that I have soaking. And then I just used some also just coffee from my coffee cup this morning. And then this was interesting. The pink tea is actually kind of turning like a blue color. I'm not really sure why, but I think that's a really pretty like bluish gray color. And the leaves are actually turning kind of yellow. And I think that will get more intense the longer that they soak. And then you can also see the Q-tips work great for painting. I was able to make some really cool, oops, that's not dry. I was able to make some really fun little dots with that. And then it also worked great to just fill in this leaf here. And then I used the sponge here to kind of do swaths of color and larger dots. And then I also kind of wrung it out with the turmeric and just was able to get some of this like delicate lacy texture too. So overall, I think it's a success, and now I'm going to try to use these materials to make an actual painting or work of art. What I did was take my Sharpie and I just went over my pencil lines to kind of make things stand out more, and then I went back and I erased my pencil lines, and now it is time to use my paints to color this in. Okay guys, so here is my finished work of art. I used the charcoal here for my rock drawings, kind of get a scribbly texture. Turmeric, the leaves, the spirulina, and then this was actually that red tea. It's so strange that it's so red in the container, but then when it gets on paper it turns like this blue color, which I think is really interesting. So overall, I thought this was a really fun project. It was fun to get outside, find materials that were in my own home to create this. And I hope that you have fun and discover what kind of art materials you can have and create on your own at home too.